Hi everyone, I want to discuss something very important. Now again, I might get positive feedback here and I also might get negative. But again, it's about being honest, isn't it? Honest and being trustworthy. Sorry about my attire, I'm not in work clothes. So, prices. How do we price jobs? I would say 95% of inquiries always start with how much is a key. I just want you to bear things in mind. It's not as simple as how much is this. My previous self-employment, a lot of you may know or don't know, I was in smart repairs, so minor bodywork, interior repairs, polish and detail and what have you. So I've been in the automotive industry for around about 17 years. There's mechanical work. I'm no mechanic. There's auto electrics. I'm no auto electrician. There is diagnostic specialists. There is proper body shop work. In the automotive industry, prices has absolutely gone through the roof in every form of car repairs. However, I want to discuss about car keys. Every inquiry will start off with how much. Now, let me give you an example. I'm not going to say the particular year, but this is, as I say, a hypothetical kind of explanation. Let's say a customer's inquiry comes in, how much is a spare key for my Kia Sportage? Push button start. Now, bear in mind, I'm thinking, okay, do I price with an OEM key that I know 100% once that's programmed in, that's going to work. And that's giving a customer an OEM key. Do I put an aftermarket key in? Do I put a universal key in? Or do I find the most cheapest key out there possible to put in? Now, if I price the job with that OEM key and say, yes, no problem at all, I can put a key into your car, Mr. Customer. And again, just bear in mind, this is hypothetical, £450. Do you think I'm going to get a reply, yes, when can you book it in? Probably not. Because you as a customer, not being cheeky or disrespectful, haven't got a clue of how much things cost. So nobody gets excited over a car key, do they? You just take for granted that when you go downstairs and you go to work or you go out for the day, you pick your car keys up and it's going to work. And if you only have one key, then you're running a tightrope essentially. But if you just inquire of, I wonder how much a spare key will cost because, yeah, I need a spare key, then most of the time it comes as a shock. So I get it. But if I price that job either with an aftermarket key, which is a little bit cheaper, or do I put the potential of putting a universal key in, which makes it a little bit less cheaper, or do I just go, how can I find the most cheapest key to put in? So if I'm going from, and again, this is just hypothetical, if I'm going from £450 and I go down to £180, so I price the job at £180. Do you think I'll win the job? I don't know. So there's a lot of times when a customer will respond back to me and I give a cheaper price based on a cheaper key. Oh, I didn't expect that much. Okay, you didn't expect that much, but imagine if I priced that job at the £450. he'd have probably fell over. But some cars out there, we need an OEM key to go in. We also recognise that really, really cheap keys sometimes are no good. So what's the point of pricing that to give a really, really cheap key? And also, if you are getting cheap prices, it's because chances are they're putting a really, really cheap key in. So you then question is, how do I price this job? Now, if I've priced a job at, say, £200, and he's also getting a price from a competitor at £140, chances are that £140 job is cheap for a reason. But ask yourself this: if that cheap key has a fault within a couple of weeks, next month, you are going to phone that locksmith and say, hey, get out of here, you put a key in my car last week, last month, and it's not working anymore. Well, hold on. Yeah, because you've got a cheap job done. So is that locksmith then going to come back out and put another cheap key in? So there's loads and loads of different things that I want you to be aware of. So to me, what's important is that fine balance of knowing within confidence of a key going into that system. So for me personally, I've got a group of auto locksmiths that we talk to every day, and they've got experience to know, don't use this key, but this key will come. Don't use that key, simply because you'll get a call back. So when putting your trust into an auto locksmith, is I'd question their integrity. Are they reliable? Are they trustworthy? Are they honest? With auto locksmithing, it's not always about price, because when we come to a car, and a modern day car now, the security systems and the technology that's in these modern day cars is scary. And I say by scary because the rapid rise in technology in this day and age is just changing month to month, year to year. It's moving that fast, it's hard to keep up. So the security systems in these modern day cars, it costs an absolute fortune for us auto locksmiths to get into them security systems. So we as auto locksmiths, we have our own business costs, van insurance, van, diesel, stock. The programmers that we carry, there is loads on the market, and all these programmers cost an absolute fortune to run. So essentially, every time you plug into a car, we get charged. There's subscription costs, there is token costs. So when you think it's just a car key, it's just a car key, but the complexities that's required to program that car key in is scary. It's risky. So all I want you to bear in mind is when you, well, especially if you contact myself, is if you're getting a price on a key, there is a lot of things to think about in terms of getting a price on a key. It's not as simple as how much is this. There's a lot that goes into pricing a job. And sometimes, as I say, you need a specific key, and them specific keys are a lot of money. And if you don't believe us, here's a task for you. Phone Land Rover up. And imagine if you've got a new one of these fancy dancy Defenders. So if you've got a new Defender, you phone Land Rover up and ask them how much a key is. then you'll get an idea of the modern day car and the modern day security systems that's required to put a key into one of them cars. In my experience, that's one of the most expensive keys on a modern day car that's driving around our streets. So price, I get, because it's important, but what's also important is knowing what key's going into the system and who's doing it. I hope that makes a little bit of sense. My last advice is make sure you have a spare key for your car. Catch you later.